It starts with
one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on to didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. Remembering all the times you fought with me, I'm surprised it got so. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust just as far as I can go. For all this, one thing you should know. I put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
All right. That was the end of the session. We are done. No more heavy stuff anymore. We are 6 days out. Saturday. What is it? October what? 21st. And we compete on the 27th. So 6 days out. And I'm feeling good. You know, chatted with a couple people, with my coach too, and I'm gonna be honest, I was getting scared because we started when we came back from LA under 220 pounds. In the last couple days, we've been 240, 241, right? So we put on about 20 to 21 pounds in a good amount of time. And that was hard to do. I had many times where I felt like I was going to throw up, and a couple times where I did throw up just by overeating. So it's nice knowing I pushed myself to this point, and we succeeded in our body weight. So now we have to just succeed in the meet. I had kind of some really high expectations before all these things kind of happened, and I did have kind of a reality check when I lost those 20 pounds. So I want to be able to just kind of put on one of the best meet performance I can do, but also know that my next meet, which will probably be sooner than expected, will be even better, you know? Yeah. The squat moved good today. We did 688, 689, and that's about 12 pounds less than our all-time max. And I have to kind of just remind myself, okay, hey, we're planning to go in there squatting, benching, and deadlifting, right? My maxes that I've hit in the gym, I shouldn't say that, because my 700, my first 700 and 405 bench were all on an SPD session, because I did the 700, the 407, and then the 837 or something, which was really good. That was a good training. But now that we're 240, we're going to try to put those numbers pretty much, maybe a little higher, on the platform, and that will give us a closer range to a 2K total. And depending on how we feel, if we hit the 2K, if we don't, if we're close to it, we might try again in the next couple months, because I think a 2K total, especially at 22 years old, is very, very gifted, strong, impressive. So I want to do that. But I'm happy with where I'm at now. I want to walk away from this meet injury-free. I want to walk away with some good, solid numbers. We'll have a massive increase on our total, and hopefully just with a little bit more confidence in for the next meet. I had a couple hiccups, and it did make it where I had to think on a lot of things, because, for starters, the last 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks, my deadlift wasn't going the way I wanted it to. All the deadlift platforms at the gym right now have been dented, either from me, Nabil, or some other people. So I was having some issues with my technique, and then having it where you don't want to have any issues with your technique when you're only a few weeks out, and I was having issues. So my deadlift just wasn't feeling quite where it was usually at, on top of losing the weight. So I'm growing into my meet in a larger sinkhole, essentially. So having that plus the weight loss, and then we brought in the squat bar, and the squat bar I didn't think was going to be an issue until I got around to 600 pounds on my back, and I could feel it rolling. So I had another issue kind of happen up in my training where, okay, the squat bar is feeling different, so when I'm boosting out of the hole and the bar is rotating, that's kind of dumping me more forward, and I'm already a little bit more forward on my squat, so it makes it where it's a little more harder to correct. So that was another thing I had to kind of fight through. So it was all of these small little technical issues that I was coming up on top of the weight loss, that it was really making it where I was thinking a lot of times, I don't even know if I want to do this meet, because everything is feeling foreign, everything's not feeling good. And when everything is feeling amazing and then it goes to absolute crap, that's where confidence goes low and you just really feel like crap. And when your body's not responding well to the training on top of that, because it's just getting beat to the ground, you're not happy about it, because it's not the best version of you. And when you're going to put on a meet performance, you want to have it where it's the best version of yourself. But even with that same thing, I knew, hey, I signed up for this meet, all right? I'm not going to quit just because I said I want to have the best performance. Obviously, I want to do the best performance, but at the same time, I'm not a quitter. I'm not a loser. And if it makes it where I have to go into a meet and have a crappy performance, right? It makes it where, hey, those are learning lessons for me, because crap happens, and that will only make it where the next meet I'll be a little more ferocious for it, a little more hungry. So even though everything is going according to plan, it wasn't going there by any means on week 1 or 2 or 3 or even 4. I had many times, and even with it where I wanted to almost like do a weekly basis or every 2 days video, I had to take a couple breaks, especially from Instagram and YouTube, because I was really beat, you know, mentally I was beat, my body was beat, and I knew I had to kind of lock in. And now that we're locked in and we're 241 pounds, the morning weight, the heaviest we've ever been, right? And we're feeling good, right? I don't want to say we're feeling amazing. I don't want to say we're feeling shitty, right? But we're feeling good. And I want to keep that confidence at a high. I want to keep that body weight at a high. And I'm going to express more energy towards that on meet day. I don't want to put anything where I'm feeling like, oh, I'm so good, because that's going to waste it, you know? None of that. I want to be, you know, very, very calm about this situation up until the bar is loaded and it's my time to get shit done. Because there's plenty of times, and I fall into this category sometimes, where I will feel amazing in my training. I'm hyping myself up, and what is end up happening is I'm taxing my own mental status, because I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to put on this amazing performance. Oh, I'm going to be this great because I'm doing this, right? And by that time, somebody either shows up and kicks your ass, or you have it where something happens and then training goes down the gutter. And when that happens, I mean, you get dug into a hole. And I'm not trying to have that during this meet. Obviously, I'm trying to put on the best performance, but I'm keeping an open mind with everything that's happening, because we can only go so far, right? And if I can walk away from this meet injury-free and then go into my next 8-week block weighing my 240s, I know I can do a whole lot better than what I'm going to perform now. I'm still going to perform to the best of my abilities, but I know I can do more given the circumstances that I'm going to give my own self. So we'll see. But don't take this with like a grain of salt of Sawyer's not going to come to the meet prepared. I'm prepared. I have put all my things where they're supposed to be. The 689 squat was what we needed to hit, where I have the utmost amount of confidence where, hey, I'm going to load this number for the second or third attempt. And we already pulled the 800 the way we needed to. The technique was on point on the Wednesday. The bench is still feeling really strong. I have no issues to be in fear or scared of anything that's about to happen or what could happen. I'm just going to continuously, you know, for the next 6 days prior, before the meet, eat, relax, and get things done, you know? And I'm praying to God and hoping that when the day happens, you know, on meet day, I'm that confidence level is still at an all-time high, and everything's kind of peaked there. My mindset's peaked, the body's peaked, the caffeine intake is going to be absolutely peaked, you know, everything's going to be clicking, you know? So those are kind of an explanation of how I'm feeling, where I've been, you know, because I said prior to this, hey, I'm going to do a meet, I'm going to film this entire thing, and this isn't the meet I got to document the entire journey just because some crap happened, you know, but that's life. And, you know, you can only do so much with what happens, right? And I just kind of want to make this a video where, hey, you know what, you still got to perform, you know, when you say you're going to do something or you're going to enter in something, right, you still got to do it, you know, and don't let it happen where your ego is praying on the door where you don't want to do anything, you know, it's because that's not good. So yeah, we're gonna go get some In-N-Out. Isaac and I were debating which one we want to go to, In-N-Out or Denny's, and after this workout I didn't really want anything sugary, and I know if I go to Denny's I'm gonna get the French toast and the bacon and the eggs, and the sugar and salt intake is just gonna be I'm just not feeling it right now. But if I can have like 2 burgers, maybe a chocolate shake, that'll put me at around 1,400 calories. And then I go home, I'll have my turkey meal, about another 900 calories. Have my shake, another 1,200. We've already had the turkey in the 1,200. We'll be good. We'll be real good. I'm just gonna kind of keep that momentum. Fly out Tuesday. Drop the dog off on Tuesday. So yeah, fly out Tuesday, compete Friday. I gotta put you guys on this. So my sleep's been all over the place because of this dog, right? Where I've been waking up at 4, waking up at 6, waking up at 9, right? Because she was on medication, like going to the bathroom and whatnot. Anyways, so I've been training at nighttime, but I've been locking in on my like REM sleep to a T because I bought, weirdly enough, like I bought this, well actually I didn't buy this one. Gymshark gave it to us. It was the sleep cap, right? For those eyes that like grandmas always wear. They're phenomenal. The same time, I also snagged off Amazon a silk bonnet. Reason for that is because now that I've gotten longer hair, the ends of my hair kind of crappy, right? Where they're kind of broken. So having it where I put on a bonnet before bed, my hair is so nice. It's like back like high school style hair. And I know I said in a previous video I was worried about like, oh hey, you know, like is my hair thinning and whatnot. I think because I'm in a different atmosphere, right? A lot drier compared to, just different, you know, warmer than Minnesota. My hair's different, almost like a different texture almost, right? But I was doing like this little experiment with the bonnet and having it where I had it on, you know, every night after my shower, right? After I kind of still a little damp and whatnot. Wake up, my hair's very nice, already kind of put together. It's good the entire day. It's like has this nice amount of oils, and I kind of have this like hypothesis that, you know, when you're in high school and, you know, adolescence, you're having so much hormones, so much more oils than, you know, now because you're getting older, right? But you still have a good amount of oils in your skin and hair. But when you sleep and stuff, all those oils kind of get taken away, and, you know, when you dry your hair and all that stuff. But if you can kind of keep those natural oils, not the smelly oils, but just like normal oils in your hair, that's where it holds that look. And with that bonnet, I think it does that, you know, it holds that look. So if you guys snag a sleep cap and a bonnet and just test out your hair, right? Get some good quality shampoo and conditioner, and for like 2 weeks, just pay attention to it, like every night, right? A little damp, put it on, boom. Just see how your hair looks. I comb mine before I put the bonnet on, and let me know. Maybe it's just me, but I think it works.